All right, you guys, it is 10 a.m. and our program is going to start in just a few minutes here. What we would like everybody to do is if you could move over this direction, then you will be able to see the stage and hear what is going on down here. I am thrilled to see all of you and your dogs and your kids and everyone. All right, so I'm going to teach you something that you're all going to learn before we actually hit the walk, but since I have a little bit of time right here. My name is Colleen. I am the walk manager for 2022, and I want to let you know something. I could not do this without every single volunteer, without our wonderful executive director who just joined us, I don't know, 4 to 6 months ago, our volunteer coordinator, everybody, and we could not be doing this without all of our participants that are here. So we are excited and grateful that you're here. So this is called the Stigma Chant. So this is how it goes, okay? Stomp, stomp, stomp out stigma. You guys ready? Now you got to be louder than me, okay? So here we go. Stomp, stomp, stomp out stigma. 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 Woo! All right. All right. Are we ready to go? We are ready to roll. Do you need this microphone?
Well, hello and welcome. And are we feeling like we want to walk around Silver Lake today? Are you ready to dodge some goose poop? Woo! My name is James Raby from the Y105 FM Early Morning Show. I used to be on the board at NAMI, and I volunteer with NAMI. I am a part of the Speakers Bureau because I have my own dealings with mental health issues, anxiety and depression, and all sorts of things that go along with that. And I have a voice. I get to be on the radio and talk about it. So I don't deal with the stigma because, oh, that's radio guy doing it. It's great that you're all out here helping fight that stigma and know that there are kids in high schools that have clubs called the Mental Health Awareness Club. Mayo, JM, Century, they all have them. And the high school students that are coming up, they absolutely know there should be no stigma attached. So you being here today to help raise money and help NAMI in its cause is just fantastic. Give yourself a big cheer. Woo! Absolutely fantastic. And I would like to introduce to you your master ceremonies for the opening of the event, Miss Caitlin Alexander and her happiness from KTTC.
Thank you, James. It's been a while since we've done this together. We have a really great time when we do this. I'm Caitlin Alexander. I'm an evening anchor at KTTC here in Rochester. And about 7 years ago, I was living in Memphis, Tennessee at the time as a news reporter. And I got a call that someone very, very close to me, one of the dearest people to me in this world, had made an attempt on their life. And I was completely taken aback. I had no idea how to proceed, what to do. This person received a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder. Thankfully, survived the attempt. And I had no idea how to talk to this person about what they were going through. And I was saying all of the wrong things, which I'm sure many people here have heard over the years. You know, it'll get better, just keep your chin up, those sorts of things. So I, out of the blue, looked up NAMI in Memphis, and they offered a course for caregivers and family and friends. And it was a 3-hour course every Saturday for like 8 weeks or something like that. And I made some dear, dear friends and learned how to talk to this person about what they were experiencing. And I really genuinely think that NAMI salvage that relationship that is still so intact today. And that person's doing great, by the way. So thank you to NAMI. Over the last few years, we've seen the world close down. We've seen people so isolated and shut in. But in 2022, the world is opening back up in so many ways. An incredible turnout today. Not only are we able to be with our loved ones again, but a new door is opening when it comes to mental health. Mental health is at the forefront of the global conversation. Together, the world is starting to say mental health matters in a very, very big way. We'd like to first invite our NAMI Southeast Minnesota Executive Director out to talk a little more about the importance of NAMI Walks. He's new to Rochester. Give him a giant welcome. Matthew's wonderful.
Thank you, Caitlin. So quick clarification, I am not new to Rochester. I am new to NAMI. Yes, thank you, everyone. I am Matthew Bjorngard. I am the executive director at NAMI Southeast Minnesota. I have been on the team since May 16th, so I'm still very fresh and very new. In fact, this is my first walk that I've ever attended, and I am so excited to see so many people here. I'm so glad you all came out. I'm glad that the rain held off and went away, and now that I've said that, I've jinxed it. But thank you so much for coming. And as Caitlin said, it is so important for us to come together to build community because this walk, this event is more than just a fundraiser. It is a movement. The purpose of NAMI Walks is to help promote public awareness of mental health, to raise funds for NAMI's top-rated free programs and services, and as I said, build community and let everyone know that we are all in this together. Now, NAMI Walks has grown very steadily since 2002 when they first started, and we are now one of the largest fundraising events in the country. Last year, nationally, we raised more than $13 million. And had more than 40,000 participants across the nation. Now, here in Rochester and Southeast Minnesota, this tally is very much unofficial because it does not count any of the funds that are being raised today. We've already raised $79,242, which my understanding is that is the most that has ever been raised in a single year for NAMI Southeast Minnesota. So thank all of you for making that possible. And I do also want to say that, the money that you're raising matters, right? It matters for those in this community because all of the funds stay local to Southeast Minnesota. It's important to the community of those who are living with a mental health condition or are caring for a loved one with a mental health condition. And your donations help critical mental health programs and services in our community. So just to give a couple of quick examples of things that are going on right now, with our peer support services, we are actually in the process of hiring an additional certified peer support specialist to help meet the demand that we have seen, to be able to help more people, to be able to make a bigger impact on the community. With our support groups, we actually just started an additional support group last week. It is a dual diagnosis support group over in Casson, led by Karen Tracy, our staff member in the blue jacket. And another thing that we are looking to build back up now that we're hopefully coming through the other side of the pandemic is our education programs. Being able to get out into the community, being able to provide mental health education, mental health training. And one thing that is very much a priority to me is to bring that to the schools, to the youth. And we are going to be bringing NAMI's Ending the Silence education program across Southeast Minnesota coming up this winter. If you want more information on that or would like to just understand more what Ending the Silence pertains, feel free to visit our website. The other thing that I want to mention is NAMI is continuing to fight to ensure that policymakers take necessary actions so that people get help early, get the best possible care, and get diverted from the criminal justice system. And we have a big opportunity in front of us with the rolling out of 988 back in July. That said, let me take a step back. With that 3-digit number, it is for anyone with mental health, substance use, in suicide crisis, and it is the goal is that that everyone in crisis has someone to talk to, has someone to respond, and somewhere to go. That said, having that number roll out is really just the first step. The second step is ensuring that we have enough folks on the other line to respond, and just as importantly, then have enough resources to be able to help in whatever way is necessary. So there's still a long ways to go, and we need all of your continued help to make that happen. Together, as I mentioned, with us building this community, we are all truly making a difference in the lives of those touched by a mental health condition and mental illnesses. And I cannot begin to thank you all enough for your donations, for your time, for coming out today, and for everything that you've done to help us meet our mission. And with this continued support, we will definitely be able to realize our vision, which is mental health for all. And with that, I'm going to send it back over to James.
Thank you, Matthew. He was just on the air with me and Courtney Lawson, who's somewhere around here. Yesterday, they helped co-host the Y105 FM early morning show. I feel like I really come into his life at major junctures. When he was brand new in the office, I called him and said, hey, could you talk to me about 988 and how prepared we are for it? So right when he was brand new, I threw him to the wolves and made him answer questions for a website or a story I wrote, which, by the way, didn't get anywhere near enough sharing. And anytime you see a story online, I don't care who does it, me, anyone else, about 988 or a mental health thing that's helpful, please share it so that the word gets out, because it's not a very sexy thing to talk about. It's not a very fancy thing that people want to share. It's not ha ha ha, but it's so important. And then yesterday, he and Courtney joined me on the show for an hour to talk about NAMI and also play a little elf fact and elf fiction. Remember the TV show Elf, Alien Life Form? He killed it. He was fantastic. So a big round of applause for Matthew. That's how I remember it. And if you'd like to hear them on the air, the Y105 FM Early Morning Show Radio On Demand podcast, you can get it wherever you get podcasts. I would love it if you listen to it. I spend a lot of time advocating for mental health because of my issues. And one of the educational pieces I used to take part in was the QPR. Question, persuade, respond. How you help people. It's basically CPR for people that might be considering suicide. And I learned it so that I could help teach it with NAMI. And it was wonderful, talking to students, talking to adults. It's amazing how much information we are desperate for. However, then I got to use it myself because I have a friend who I worked with who was suicidal. And it worked exactly like they said it would. You talk to people, you take time with them, you hear them, and then you try and help them find some help. It was amazing. A woman is alive today because I was able to access the knowledge that NAMI had, and I think that is just wonderful and one of the great reasons we are here today. Now, I would like to invite some special guest speakers, Jennifer and Ryan Heggie, who are founders of Aiden's Light. Please come up here and share your story.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan. This is my wife, Jennifer. We'd like to thank NAMI for having us as the guest speakers today. We are honored, if a little bit nervous. And being up here talking about our why for participating in the NAMI Walk today. On July 27th, 2020, we lost our beautiful son, Aiden, to suicide. He was 17 and about to enter his junior year of high school. He was our second son, or is our second son, of 4 boys. He left behind his parents, his 3 brothers, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, and many friends. Aiden was a very, very, very kind and compassionate friend. He was a most giving individual, too. He always had a big smile on his face and was there for his family and friends. One thing I remember as we were growing up and I'd come home, or as he was with us, when I came home from stressful or long days, he always seemed to notice, and he'd always seem to take his time and sit down and say, Dad, why don't you have a seat? And I'd say, I'm too busy, I got this going on. And he'd kept asking, sit down, sit down. And then we'd just start talking. He'd talk about anything and everything that was not stressful. And it truly helped me. And I do miss those talks today. But beneath Aiden's smile was a sadness he hid from us. He didn't like to discuss his problems. He wanted to make sure you were happy, that you were doing good, and he didn't want to make you worry about him. And after he passed away, we heard amazing stories of the kindness he gave his friends and those around them. He'd have friends that had bad days. He'd run to the gas station, the store, whatever, pick up some candy bars, go to their house right after school, and give it to him and give him a hug and say, I know you had a bad day. this is what I could do for you. He also liked to gave the lunch ladies a big bag of suckers because he goes, I don't think everyone realizes how much they help us and what they do for us here at school. So he was just a kind-hearted young man.
Aiden also gave the best hugs. When I was preparing to speak to Aiden's graduating class this past spring, I found a quote by Sandra Bullock that reminded me so much of Aiden. When someone who cares about you hugs you, hug them back with 2 arms. Don't do the one-arm hug, because when you hug with 2 arms, it allows you to lean on somebody, and we always need someone to lean on. To say we were devastated is an understatement. Through our grief, we decided to start a charity in Aiden's memory called Aiden's Light. Aiden was a beautiful light in this world, and we wanted to keep his light shining. We have an annual memorial golf tournament in Adams, Minnesota, with a silent auction to raise money and awareness for suicide prevention and a chance for all of us to get together and remember Aiden. With the money raised, we have donated to great organizations that work to help with mental health awareness and suicide prevention. We want to bring more information and programs to local schools so we can reach youth in our communities to hopefully prevent this from happening to another family. We are not alone. Together we can break down the stigma that surrounds mental health. It is not a weakness, nor is it something to be ashamed of. To end, we would like to share a poem Aiden wrote and gave to one of his friends. It gave us the basis for why we named our charity Aiden's Light. The poem is titled The Light Inside. There is a light inside us all. Some are big and bright. Some are small and dull. Some just turned on. Some are old and going out. But it's there. That light is beautiful. No matter who owns that light, it's there for a reason. Don't forget your light.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, you two. Really amazing work that you're doing to support other families and keep Aiden's light shining so bright. As we all continue to share our stories and embrace the conversation around mental health, we are better poised to fight and ultimately end the stigma. Today's event would not be possible without the support of our generous sponsors. They're stationed all around here today. If you haven't already visited them, we encourage you to go say hello at their tables and tents. Thank them for throwing their support behind causes like this that matter to all of us. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our key sponsors. Thank you to ONB Community Bank, to Haley Comfort Systems, to the Bolt Company, Olmsted Medical Center, Stone Mill Hotel and Suites, and Waste Management. Let's give them all a round of applause for their support.
We also want to thank the folks that go above and beyond, and they become walk stars. You know, hey, now, you're a walk star. You're at Silver Lake. You're going to go across that bridge, or whatever the route is. Are we going across the bridge? On the way back. We're coming across the bridge on the way back. Anyway, these people have raised $1,000 or more, and our current walk stars are Owen, Finn, and Katie Welp. That's right. Give yourself some love. Roger and Maggie Nolte. Related to Nick Nolte? That's cool. Julie Keene. Casey Clements. Tammy Ryder. Jennifer and Ryan Heggie. Katrina Shute. And Jim and Deb Lawson. Congratulations to all of you for working so hard and helping out NAMI so much.
And among those names, we would like to highlight a couple top participants for all that they've done for today's walk, raising an impressive $2,029 is, wait for it, a 9 and 4-year-old, Owen and Finn Welp. Are you guys here? Wherever you are, you're stars. I'd like to learn your techniques for how you fundraise. So Owen and Finn have been running their Big Squeeze lemonade stand throughout the summer to raise their donations in memory of Sean Patrick Fitzgerald. So we have to stop by that lemonade stand next summer,
Yep.
James. Also, our top fundraising team for the event is the Lanesboro Trail of Hope, led by Julie Keene. They have raised a collective $6,684. Wow. They hosted a wonderful event on their own last Saturday, so they've been hard at work. Thank you so much to Owen, Finn, and the Lanesboro Trail of Hope team, and congratulations on your successful year. So, we are almost ready to get to our 2022 NAMI Walks Your Way event to get that started. It is almost time. But first, a quick reminder. We want to spread the word and make our voices heard even further than just right here in Rochester. So be sure to take lots and lots of photos. There are so many dogs here. Love to see more photos of the dogs and the little ones as well. Share them on social media. Ask for last-minute donations. Spread the word about what we're doing so that others can join us from afar. And remember to use the hashtag together4MH when sharing.
Awesome. Now, I need everyone to scrunch up as much as possible because I want to do a selfie for my social media. So really, please, everyone get close together as you can. Move on in. We're going to move on in. Moving down to the east side to the deluxe apartment with a stage. Hey, by the way, people that have been here in previous years, is this not an amazing setup at Silver Lake? Woo! So nice. This is just fantastic. All right, everyone can crowd in. I'm actually going to do a video selfie because I want you all to cheer and get excited. I'm putting this on all the social medias. And you can do the very same thing when you're out in a boot. Oot in a boot, as they say up there in Canada, eh? All right, then. I lived on the border. It's okay for me to say that. Are you ready to be in a selfie? All right, then let's do this thing. When you're ready, you go ahead and you start cheering. It is NAMI Walks Your Way 2022. Look at them all. Woo! You are beautiful. Oh, my gosh. That was just absolutely fantastic. I love you all, and you're hired. I'm going to post that on my social media on Y105FM's Facebook page and our Instagram, and I hope you will post all your pictures too, remembering the hashtag Together for Mental Health. One of our participants said it best. What's so powerful and special about NAMI Walks is people coming together, and that's what we've done here today. We've all come together, and we are leading the charge for mental health for all. Please gather your teams and head to the start line where Mirna Hernandez is going to lead us in a warm-up exercise, and then it's going to be time to walk. So please head to the start line with your teams. Get them all together. You got to shake your booty on the way. That's absolutely okay.
Welcome back, walkers. We hope you enjoyed your time out there. The Johnsons are here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you a story. These people right here, the four of them, they are the reason that NAMI exists in Rochester. This is the people right here. And I tell you what, they got a story. You want to hear it, they want to share it. They sat around a table just like the regular NAMI people said, and they said something needs to be done. And they brought NAMI to Rochester. All right, you guys, on the stage right now, these are resident psychiatry and psychologist students. We need them. We need them. Evan Hansen coming off the bridge with his canoe in hand. This gentleman, if you don't know, that canoe has people on it who have died by suicide. The thing is full. This gentleman covered 300, I always get this wrong, it's not miles, he portaged 300 rods with this canoe on his shoulders. Go see him. He is amazing. He has paddles up there where people can sign their loved ones' names. People who have died by suicide. On October 8th, there is going to be a Portage for Purpose. He will be walking his last 3K rods after back to Kindred Spirit, where he ended last time. There will be a ceremony. That's October 8th. You can keep track of our website. Thank you so much, Evan. Oh, look at that team under the start-finish line. Woo! Team T-Train. Wow, you guys, thank you so much. We have some beautiful volunteers with us from Zambroda Mazeppa School. Volunteers. Woo!
Ticket number 292. 390-292. If you're 292, you've just won $200 in the 50-50 draw. We have a winner that is donating it back to NAMI. Woo-hoo! Amanda Block is the coolest Amanda Block ever. Because she's given the money. You're great. Thank you so much for that. That'll just cover my talent fee. Kidding.
We're going to do our closing ceremony here in just 1 minute. I would like to thank our wonderful sound system person, amazing Byron Watts. He is amazing.
All right, if you are nearby, that's awesome. We're going to do the closing ceremonies. I'm very excited about this. Oh, I hate to ask, Colleen, but could you pick the sign up? The wind keeps blowing me over, and we have a video camera here, and I would be just made such fun of at work if I didn't get the Y105 FM sign put back up. And now that I'm on stage, I'm the talent. I can't do things like that. I'm kidding. I'm mostly kidding. So another walk has concluded, and another step closer to mental health for all, but our work doesn't stop here. I encourage you to leave here recharged, rejuvenated in the mission of NAMI. Spread the word about today's event and your experience so that even more participants will join us in 2023. Again, remember to share the photos with the tag, #Together4MH. Together4MH. Volunteer locally with NAMI or take action through NAMI advocacy. Whatever you do, remember, NAMI Southeastern Minnesota.org. That's NAMI, NAMISEMN.org. I set up a donation, so I give them $25 a month. $25 a month they get automatically. I did it through the website. No harm, no foul, super easy. You can do $5 if you'd like to, but that way, at the end of the year, you've given some money, you've helped some people. It's fantastic. I want to thank our generous sponsors for their support of today's event. A special thank you to ONB Bank, to Haley Comfort Systems, to Bolt Company, who I just learned started a mental health program through their work when they discovered that a large percentage, or a surprisingly large percentage, of construction workers have issues, mental health issues, and suicide. So they stepped up and they did something to try and ameliorate that. Also, thank you to Olmsted Medical Center, Stone Mill Hotel and Suites, and to Waste Management. We could not have done it without you. You are fantastic sponsors. And we want to thank our amazing participants and hope you had an inspirational NAMI Walks your way, Southeast Minnesota 2022. Donations for the event will be collected through November 23rd. So if you just happen to walk by or you hear us talking about it on the air, you see it in social media, you can give till November 23rd. So you could put a bucket out at work right now. Well, not right now because it's Saturday and it's beautiful and sunny. And if you go back to work, I will have a word to say to you. But when you get to work, put a bucket out and say, hey, I want to collect some money for NAMI. And by November 23rd, put it in. And what's impressive about that is you could drive. Our very early total is $85,000 raised today. That's just amazing. $85,000. That's outstanding. And that could grow if people say, hey, you know what? I think I could do a little more. Or I know some people that would love to know about this. And so you share your pictures on the social media with the hashtag Together4MH. And if they ask, say, oh, yeah, NAMI Southeastern Minnesota, man. And once again, thank you for joining NAMI Walks Your Way, Southeast Minnesota. Before you head out, drop by our booths one last time. Continue to enjoy the activities. And make sure you get the lunch from Jersey Joe's. And I just have to say, Colleen, I'm not sure where you are now suddenly. Oh, you're fantastic. I think she deserves an enormous scream of love because she made such a fantastic event happen. I have been emceeing NAMI Walks for quite a few years now, and the participants are always amazing. The energy is always amazing. But here at this park, with the geese and everything else going on, I think we can all agree we have never felt more together ever. So thank you very much, Colleen, for making it happen. And thank you all for being a part of NAMI Walks Your Way 2022.